Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. I have a very interesting topic this weekend. According to The Wire, Mr. K.S. James, the director of International Institute of Population, was suspended by the central government, by the union government. And they cited irregularities in recruitment. Now, this IIPS, this institute called International Institute of Population Science, this institute does various surveys. They give you various data, especially surveys like the National Family Health Survey, where you know mortality rates, where you know malnutrition rates, so on and so forth. They do all these surveys. And this director, K.S. James, was suspended. Let's find out why. Let's get right into the show. You know, I will start this editorial with a story. Long ago, there was a king. Now, he was a very progressive king and all that. So, one day, his minister comes and tells him, "Sir, we have a problem." So, he says, "What?" He said, "The problem is that, in one of our regions, in our kingdom, in one region, there were floods." He says, "Oops, what happened then?" He said, "My God, 27,000 people died. 27,000 people got drowned in the floods." He says, "How many people were saved?" So he looked down. He says, "Bolo, how many people were saved?" So the minister said, "Oh, sir, only 12 people were saved." So this man looked at the minister and he says, "This is shameful, very shameful. Now what are we going to tell the people?" So the minister just looked down and says, "Abhi kya bolega?" So the king thought for a while, and after 1 hour he called his cabinet again. He called all his ministers again and he said, "I have corrected everything," he says. "I have corrected. I am the king, no? I am a very efficient king. I corrected everything." So what he said is 27,000, when he says 27000, he cut the 3 zeros out from the people who were drowned. And he added that 0 to the people who were saved. So the figure now stood that 27 people drowned and 12,000 people got saved. He called all his people, all his subjects, and said, "Listen, this is what your king did for you." This is a story. I heard this story when I was a kid. But somehow things are looking, this story seems to be coming alive now. This story seems to be coming alive. You see, if you remember, I had reported a story in 2019 where I had spoken to you about Mr. P.C. Mohan, the then chairman of National Statistical Commission. He had resigned with few of his directors. And in his resignation, he had said that we are feeling the commission was not being taken seriously and it has not been effective. Some of the decisions of the commissions were also not considered. We thought we were being sidelined. Hence, we have sent our resignation to the President of India on Monday. That is what he had told in 2019. Why this happened? This happened because the unemployment figure that were given to the government in 2019, the government didn't publish it. The government published it only after the general election. Before the general election, the government didn't publish it. The data was withheld. And people like P.C. Mohan, people who still have spine, they resigned. They said, "Nahi karna hai, nahi dekhana hai, so we will be out." Okay. Now, this government somehow seems to have a lot of problems with numbers. That is why I told you the king story. This government seems to have a lot of problems with numbers. Ab hota ye hai ki numbers is what actually tells us that whether we are on the path of growth or not. See, all these photo ops, all these ads and all these symbolism, all these things are notional. They are not real. Numbers are real. Numbers is what actually tells you whether we are going ahead or not. And what happens if the true number comes out? If the true number comes out, things go haywire. All the claims that are made goes haywire. And that is why government may not want you to know the actual numbers. I will give you some example. Now, some of the data that IIPS released is that it showed that India was nowhere close to being open defecation free. Nowhere close to being open defecation free. You see, this was the claim that not only the government but the Prime Minister himself had made, that we are open defecation free.
साथियों, आज ग्रामीण भारत ने, वहां के लोगों ने खुद को खुले में शौच से मुक्त घोषित किया है। स्वेच्छा से, स्वप्रेरणा से और जन भागीदारी से चल रहे स्वच्छ भारत अभियान की ये शक्ति भी है और सफलता का स्रोत भी है।
But the data shows that no, according to the wire, only one union territory amongst all the states and union territory, only one union territory, and that too Lakshadweep, was 100% open defecation free. No other place was open defecation free. Now, this is what IIPS did. When you do things like this, what would happen? The director gets suspended. How could IIPS go against what the Prime Minister said? Prime Minister says 100%, IIPS says just one union territory is 100%. Problem? So that is one. I'll give you some more example. The National Family Health Survey, which is also conducted by IIPS, like I told you, the National Family Health Survey, 5th, had also showed that more than 40% of households did not have access to clean cooking fuel. This is what the National Family Health Survey says. Whereas the government says that, Ujjwala Yojana has been absolutely successful, humongously successful. Here came National Family Health Survey and say, nahi, aisa kuch nahi hai. Only what, 40% of household has clean cooking fuel. So how can you make a statement like that? If you make a statement like that, chances are, the director will get suspended. The government is not going to like it. Okay, let's go further. It said that in rural areas, more than half of the population, that is 57%, do not have access to LPG or natural gas. This is what they say. Now, let us go further. The same National Family Health Survey 5 had also said that anemia in India was on the rise, and there have been some recent reports that the government was mulling to drop the anemia measurement of NFHS 6. So here you are. You throw up figures which are not showing the government in good light, and this is what happens. And there are so many such examples. You saw a member of Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, Shamika Ravi, had written that, all these data collected by NFHS, National Family Health Survey, all the data collected is all flawed. So whoever collects data, Oxfam collect data not with the government, flawed. Any other foreign body collects data not with the government, flawed. Any other foreign survey body throws up data, is all international conspiracy. So data which is not matching what the government advertising says and what possibly a lot of Godi media says are all flawed. And the data which matches, which normally Godi media would present and a lot of other media would present, that they are all good. This is the way we function. This is the way our country functions, and that's the way it is supposed to be. Now, this is why possibly people who dares to tell the truth or dares to do their jobs, why tell the truth also, do their jobs, people like Mohan and people like Casey James, it is their job to give data, it is their job to tell us what is right and what is wrong. It is their job. Those people are punished. You see, why a corporate is more responsible than the government is because in a corporate, something called as MIS is always given priority. So when an MIS says that the sales is not doing well, the marketing director can sit and shout, or the sales director can sit and shout that the sales is doing well. But if the MIS says it's not doing well, it is not doing well, because we go by the numbers, we go by the data. And that's how a efficient, effective country runs. An efficient country should run based on the data, and that's what helps you to make a better plan. You can't be an ostrich, can we? Putting our head under the sand and say, kuch hai nahi, sab, the world is passing by. We are the biggest, we are the most happening place in the world. All these numbers not going to reach us where we want us to be. It is not going to take us where we want us to be. Unless and until we start respecting these numbers. And somewhere down the line, to respect numbers, you need a team that knows to plan. And to have a team that knows to plan, you need to have a leader who can direct a team to plan. Plan independently, plan freely, and plan genuinely for the benefit of the society. This is what I wanted to tell you. Till I see you next time, that is Monday at 10 p.m. Namaskar.